Two bacteria walk into a restaurant. The hostess looks at them and says, "Sorry, we don't serve bacteria." The two bacteria reply, "But hey, we're the staff."
Staff of the PH.
Yes.
Droll. That's fantastic. At least it's not that paramecium joke you wanted to tell me.
Well, you know what they say, Mark. A paramecium are worse than one.
Oh, that's worse.
Well, this is it, Mark.
What is it?
It's our last scheduled episode before Midwest Streaming 2016.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Are you all ready? Are you set?
I'm still working on a script, but it's, it's coming along.
Okay, all right. What's left?
Well, we got our special guest, Peter Coffey.
Right. Yes.
We'll pick an intern from our live audience to help us out.
Yeah. You mentioned that last time. What else? And anything else?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you don't have a joke.
No.
You don't have any banter.
No.
No fake sponsor.
Nope.
No video.
Nope.
You have our guest book and the idea that we'll have an intern that we already came up with last time.
Yep.
So we don't have a script.
Well, I created a record for the script in Salesforce, so technically we do.
Okay, Brian, Midwest Streaming is July 21st and 22nd. You like how I fit that in there? And we don't have a script yet. Dale, that's Dale Ziegler, and the Dresch are going to be very upset. Okay, we have to be professionals, right? We have a tried and true history of being professional. Sorry, I couldn't. Sorry. Yes.
It's okay. I'll think of something.
Like what?
Oh, well, like what I did this script using promoting our Midwest Streaming presentation as post-intro music banter.
Huh? Okay, I see what you did there.
So come see us at Midwest Streaming in Chicago, July 21st and 22nd.
We'll have our special guest, Peter Coffey, and Brian might just have a script.
If you haven't, go register now at MidwestStreaming.com. It's dreaming without the G. Now it's that time in the show where we like to thank our sponsors.
We're not actually getting any money, since these are, as we have previously established many, many times over, fake companies. Sooner or later, you're going to run out of ideas for fake companies, Brian.
No, I'm only limited by my imagination.
Yes, a truly priceless commodity based on rarity.
WizardCast is brought to you today by our friendly folks at Universal Ketchup. Yes, Universal Ketchup, the only spelled with a C that contains natural mellowing agents. No matter if you're named Jim or Barb, ketchup makes yours a good year.
Brian, this sounds familiar. You're really taking Garrison Keillor's retirement pretty hard.
He's a national treasure, Mark. A national treasure. Ketchup for the good times. I miss you already, Garrison Keillor. Come back. Lake Wobegon needs you.
It's okay. Spoken like a true North Midwesterner.
Come back.
It's okay. Now it's time for...
Awesome. This is where we answer questions for our dear listeners.
Or steal them from the community and just make them up when we're short on content.
Look, we have never done that. We have a high standard.
Yeah, we didn't do that last week with the idea either. No.
Yeah. All right, fine. We do that, but it's only because some listeners don't want to submit questions to wizardcast@thewizardnews.com.
But some of our fans do.
This question was actually posted in our Wizard Magic Success Community Chatter group by Rebecca Glasser.
That's right. We actually have, Wizard Magic. But it's not even. Don't we have a WizardCast chatter group? It did get posted there.
Yeah, we do have a WizardCast chatter group, but we also have a Wizard Magic group that was where I was doing things like blogs and stuff like that before the podcast came along.
So let's not really stealing unless we're stealing from ourselves. Unless you're stealing from Rebecca, since she didn't actually intend for it to be on the podcast. That's
she didn't when she asked the question, but I did ask her permission. And it's in chatter. I approve.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right. Rebecca wanted to know if there's a native way to show something, anything at all, when there's an attachment on a record. For example, Mark, those little envelopes with a paperclip that signifies that an email has an attachment.
Yeah, an Outlook.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you've got, okay. Or Gmail, actually. Either one.
Yeah, it's kind of a universal thing.
The tricky word here is native.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the answer is without doing something, no.
No.
But if you had a way to be able to use the relationship of the attachment and say roll up the information to the record and count to be able to say if there's attachments, yes or no, then you could create a formula with an image that showed an icon or something.
Could you do it with the formula? Oh, okay, so the formula to show the icon would have to be based on some other
You would need
data.
Right. Now, unfortunately...
could you do that with Flow? I mean, because technically you could run a record lookup looking for files or attachments.
But that would only work if you're editing the record, the parent record, right? So when you upload the attachment, you can't trigger off anything.
It's not... Yeah, okay.
But,
go ahead.
Right?
Yes.
There are tools out there that let you do roll-up summary fields like behavior without them actually being roll-up summary fields. For example, there's a paid app called Roll-Up Helper.
Roll-Up Helper, yeah.
And then there's one that Andrew Fawcett created called Declarative Roll-Ups for Lookups.
Which is also very good. Don't overlook it because it's free.
Yeah.
It's actually really solid.
It's what I tend to recommend to most of the people I work with because it's free and it works amazingly well. So what you can do is use Declarative Roll-Up Helper or create something similar and roll up when the attachments to your parent record to say do anything like a count on the number of attachments or whatever you want, and then use a formula field so when that has the applicable value that says there's an attachment displayed
greater than 0 or something like that.
Yes.
Number of files greater than 0.
The field's not null. I mean, it could be almost anything depending on what you're putting in there. Then you can go ahead and use an image to display an image on your record, and that would show up in reports and list views and everything else.
Precisely. I mean, outside of these, you're looking at either Visualforce or Apex to make this kind of thing happen. So give those a shot. I mean, we're making this recommendation based on the fact that we have not actually tried this, right? We're going off of experience in working with Andrew Fawcett's tool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that sounded wrong. And
we like you, Andrew. Just not that way.
Thank you.
Well, that's true. We don't have personal experience, but
we haven't built this exact thing.
People on the Answers community. So,
somebody out there has to have done this.
If you look at the chatter post that's in our Wizard Master group, I actually posted a link to the answers of someone who has tried this before and has actually used those two very tools, Roll-Up Helper and Declarative Roll-Ups for Lookups, to do something like this. So it's been tried.
Let me ask you a question, Brian. Because I haven't done this specifically, but at least not in a very long time. I might have done it and forgotten. Consoles and Lightning can have featured fields at the top of the record.
True.
Yes?
Yes.
Can you put a formula image field up there so that it would actually be like, here's the name of the record, and then there's a little graphic that shows that.
I'm not sure about Lightning, but I don't see why you couldn't do it in the console.
Well, it's just whether or not you could do a graphic, an image.
I don't know why not.
Something to try.
But I've never tried it.
Yeah.
But I would think it would work.
Food for thought.
Mm-hmm.
See, we've given you homework, people.
Now,
don't leave us. Come back.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you have finished your homework assignment, you want to go and join our conversation. You can find us at bit.ly/wizardmagic, and feel free to leave the answer to your homework or ask for a question.
You can also find the WizardCast on the community at bit.ly/wizardcastsuccess. And that takes them to which group?
That takes us to the WizardCast Success chatter group. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because that's the new one, not the old one, which apparently is still out there because someone doesn't clean up after himself when he's done playing with his toys.
It's for people who wants to talk to me about stuff that's not part of the podcast.
Oh, I see. Yeah, an entire success group just to go praise Brian and go talk about how awesome Brian is.
Steve Mollis has one, and he asks people for beer. I don't ask people for anything.
He's Steve
Safe Harbor
Mollis. He gets one. He gets that. Are you comparing yourself to St. Mollis? Are you?
It's no comparison. I'm simply using him as an example.
Heretic. Burn the unbeliever.
Well, I am a wizard and most,
That's true. You could be burned at the stake just for that.
yeah. It's already too hot in here.
Devil worshiper.
WizardCast is produced by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, directed by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, technical administration by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, script writing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, audio editing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, website maintenance by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross. It's not plagiarism if we cite and credit our sources by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, and our intern in this episode was Garrison Keeler and Prairie Home Companion. Come back.
Let it go, Brian. Let it go.
The wind is howling like the swirling storm inside without you, Garrison.
All right, enough of that. Send us your interview suggestions, jokes, videos, tips, and feedback to wizardcast@thewizardnews.com or head over to thewizardnews.com and click Contact WizardCast.
And don't forget to subscribe to WizardCast and receive our next episode automagically. Once again, I'm Brian.
And I'm leaving home.
Thanks for listening.
There, there. There, there. Hey, we didn't do a video this episode.
That just makes it undetermined when we'll have the next one.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You think anyone's going to get that I made a let it go joke in the outro?
Yes. Too many people.
It's such a good movie.
I know!